Fight or flight is a real thing. And more people are functioning in fight or flight more than ever. How can I say that? The numbers, folks. Social media is pointing the finger right at it. Statistics that's been counted for years, studies show that mental health is at an all-time high. The number of people who are finally admitting that they are depressed, well, let me not say people who are finally admitting, because 20, 30 years ago, people weren't just saying that they were depressed. They were praying to God a lot more, had more faith. I'm just telling you what I know, okay? People had more faith. They were trusting in God. This was based off what they were saying and based off how they were living. They were really trusting God and really living by faith. But these days, so many have opted out of that lifestyle. And it is my opinion, because so many don't live by faith, they're not on board with getting in alignment with the master plan of God, they find themselves in fight or flight, trying to find their way, jumping from career to career, whatever seems to make the most money, whether they have love for it or not, whether they have passion for it or not, they jump in. And while I agree that you should have an income, you still need to be mindful of being where you fit in. Because if you're getting into industries or any field and you hate it, you're just there for the money, you're just there for the paycheck, the praise, you will quickly find yourself burnt out and you're not going to be able to do a good job. People around you will see it. It'll be loud and clear. But fight or flight. How do you know when you are in fight or flight? All right, heart palpitations, excessive headaches, and this is outside of if you have pre-existing conditions, okay? Because you know a lot of these symptoms can go along with some pre-existing conditions. But let's just deal with your day-to-day. If you are overextended and you know it, you have too much on your plate, you know this, okay? When you get up in the morning, you're legit rushing, brushing your teeth, jumping in the shower, you're going to work, you didn't even grab a bite to eat, you don't have enough time to stop by to get yourself something to eat because you're rushing trying to get there to avoid getting into trouble once you get to work. Fight or flight. In your relationships, you're trying to appease the next person, platonic or romantic. You're steadily trying to please that other person. Okay, no matter what their requests are, you're bending over backwards, turning around leaps and bounds, trying to make sure that they are good at the expense of you going broke, not being able to sleep at night, your needs are unmet. Okay, that's fight or flight. Consistent frustration. You can't seem to get enough sleep at night. Even when you go to sleep, you wake right back up 15 minutes to an hour later. That's fight or flight. Something in your life is not right. If you know you're dealing with a lack of peace, you're not at one with yourself. You're not satisfied with life. You're pretty much living just to get by, living to work, living moment to moment. You really don't know where you're going, no vision. Sweetheart, you're living in fight or flight mode. The question needs to be asked, how long can you do that? How long can you live like this before your body and your mind break down and turn on you? You've got to slow down. You have to slow down. I know we have responsibilities, monthly obligations. You have people depending on you. But none of these things will be taken care of if you're not around to do it. At least not by you. Because we all know that everybody needs you. But if something were to happen to you, you end up in the hospital, you end up on your deathbed, people will find a way to get along without you. I have seen this happen over and over again. The same people who were running around here like a chicken without a head, without a head. The same people who believe that, oh, I can't do this unless this is right. Some of those people are gone. Some of them are in nursing homes, or they are in a predicament now where their body have shut down in some way, shape, or form, and now they can't show up like they used to because an illness has them bound now due to stress, aggravation, and being overwhelmed. And the same people who they were showing up for, the same people who they said couldn't do without them, those people are going on with life. They have either found somebody else to depend on, or they have finally got their lives together and they're doing it on their own. So find your footing. Start saying no, put up some boundaries and stick with it. And not just for everybody else. If you don't adhere and respect your own boundaries, you can't expect anyone else to. Get out of fight or flight, or you're going to end up being on your way out of here or bound to a bed, not able to function like you were in the past. I hope this video has ignited you in some way, shape, or form.